What is up, guys? And today I am working on a few more finishing pieces to my project 85 IROC Z Camaro LS3 swap T56, all the good stuff. So on today's project we're going to be working on painting the bottom side of this hood. I've got the whole car finished, and because of budget and stuff, when I was getting the car painted, I had to do a lot of the undercarriage, door jambs, engine bay. I had to do all that painting myself just to save money, and otherwise them paint jobs can add up really quick. So I mean, I've got everything taped off and prepped on here. I'm gonna do a little bit more with some wire wheel to get some of the dirt and grime. I've already pressure washed the whole thing, wire wheeled it the best I can. There's a few more spots I'm gonna do it, and then wax and grease remover on everything. And then I've got the whole bottom side taped off too, so no overspray can happen. And I'll show you guys a couple other things that I've got going in the works too for the channel, as well as content on the up and coming. I scored a pretty good deal on a set of, track tires. They're the Weld light or Weld drag lights, 15-inch. I got a couple set of 26 by 10 by 5. Tubes, and we also got a couple bucket seats that are going to go in there too. I do have plans to put a back half, or I should say a roll cage in the back, so I can have a harness bar tie in and everything. That's probably going to be this winter, just because I have more time to work on it in the winter. But for now I can at least have better seats so I can actually stay put compared to the stock seats. These things really don't do much for me. Sliding all over the place too. So I got all this stuff for a really good buy. I got all of it for 500 bucks, so I said, why not? That sounds like a pretty good deal. When I go to the car shows, I mean, I plan on taking this thing to some shows here pretty soon. When you put, everyone wants to lift the hood up, and I just did not want it looking all old and dingy. And this is actually the original color on the IROC, which is a flame red. So I did paint it to the paint code I used was 8774, which is bright red. Comes on a lot of the Corvettes and some of the newer Camaros, which I really dig that red. It looks sweet. So we're gonna get the bottom of this thing looking good. I'm gonna put the camera down, do some prep work, and we're gonna go from there. Okay guys, as you can see, I've got the hood primed, ready to go. And what I'm gonna do is I'm really not, this is some leftover I paint from when I did the engine bay, and I've only got just a little bit left, so I'm really not gonna try to use this besides the final coverage coat. I'm gonna use some rattle cans to get into all the little cracks and nooks. So I'm gonna use the rattle can as much as I can to get some coverage on it too, because I really don't want to buy more paint since it's so expensive. So I'm gonna get what I can with the rattle can, and then on the final coat I'll use the high volume low pressure gun, do a coat, and hopefully it'll be good to go and covers enough, and then we'll shoot it with some clear, let it dry, and get the hood back on this bad boy tomorrow. So that's the plan. We're gonna see if I can execute it. Alright guys, we just got done laying the base coat and it actually turned out pretty good. I did have a little bit of paint glob if you look really close, bummer. But what can you do? I tried to wipe it with the towel. I was having malfunctions with my gun. This paint was probably on the verge of not being good because it was so thick that it wouldn't even go through my... I took 2 filters just to strain it. So I was having issues. I had to keep adjusting the spray. Really, I used to be so scared and intimidated of actually using a high volume, low pressure gun, but it's really not that hard. Once you get in, just practice on some stuff that doesn't matter, you know. And I actually used water. I would put water in the gun, I would mess with the settings, and I would spray water and pretend like it was paint on an object, and that's actually how I got the hang of it, and it helped me learn better. Like I said, I'm not a professional, this is not showroom quality, but when I get the clear on this thing, it's gonna be looking pretty good. So when I go to the car shows, I can open the hood, it's gonna match the rest of the car. This thing's gonna be clean and mean. That is my motto. So I'm gonna lay some clear down on this thing and we're gonna get this bad boy going, because you don't want to have something this pretty open the hood and have all like what you saw before. So this thing's gonna be the final piece of the puzzle, so I can take this thing into the car shows, pop the hood, and this thing is gonna be looking good. So let's get some clear on this bad boy. I'll show you guys what it looks like. Alright guys, I'm losing all my good light. There's a storm rolling in outside. But here is some of the finished product. Not too bad for a 35-year-old hood. Now, is it perfect? No. I'm not going for perfection. This is just the underside of my hood, but you know, there's a few spots. It's a little orange peely. I got a couple dry streaks from going back over. A few spots I had to touch up, but I mean, compared to what it looked like, looks like money. So I'd rather fail trying something than never try at all. So that's something I live my life by, and it's very helpful. You can use it in many areas of your life. So if you guys haven't done so already, like this video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, tell me what you think. Hopefully this gives you some motivation to get busy on your 3rd gen or your project, whatever it may be. Alright guys, we finally got it. The hood is back on. I am so stoked, man. This thing turned out really nice. Dude, it has been 2 years since the hood has been on this car. This is a monumental victory for me. And here's the finished product. Let's turn some light on for you. I am definitely glad I did the 2-tone. I rattle can this black as well as this latch. I taped off these factory decals really good with a razor blade and cut the line, man, and that turned out crisp. Now I can open my hood at the car shows and this thing's looking good. Much better. Alright guys, finished product. Get busy wrenching. Peace.